Well, good morning. We are in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and we're out for our morning walk. It's a beautiful day out today. We had a really nice rain last night, so everything is kind of wet and a little bit muddy. I got to be careful where I sit down today. It's beautiful. I'm really enjoying my time here in Chiang Mai, and I've had a chance to visit interesting little stores, great little restaurants, and it's come up in the comment section from time to time. Do I have a problem with traveling alone, traveling solo? Am I lonely? And I always respond, this is a great question. It's also not an easy question to answer because, of course, we do get lonely. We are human beings and we love the social contact, the communication with others. So how do I bear this? How do I travel solo around the world and not become lonely, not wish that I had travelers traveling with me, family members that came with me? How do I deal with this? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm also going to take you to some great places to get a low-cost bite to eat. Delicious food here locally. I am finding low-cost living here in Chiang Mai, and I'm also finding beauty. I'm enjoying myself so much. We've got a lot to talk about in this video, and we've got delicious food to eat. I'm looking forward to all of it. Let's get going. It feels so good to be able to talk about this question that comes up in the comment section. Do I enjoy traveling solo? Is it a lonely lifestyle? Well, I will tell you that you do become lonely sometimes when you travel solo like this. It's not necessarily that it's a bad thing. What does that mean? What does it mean that you feel lonely and that's not a bad thing? Well, I'll tell you. This is part of life. Part of life is going to be that you're not always going to have your friends and family around you. And being able to spend time like this by yourself, getting to know yourself, in some ways, it's a superpower. You are normally going to feel that comfort being around others because humans are social people, and that's a wonderful thing. But for me, let's not forget, I spent how many decades already being around family and friends and coworkers. I'm in my 50s now. I'm actually enjoying this time spending alone and traveling alone. I'm getting a chance to know me more. I'm getting a chance to learn more about myself and to identify things about me that need change and where I need to grow. When you're traveling with other people, a big part of that is that person happy? Is that person comfortable right now? What do they want to do? Where would they like to go? Do they want to stop here and eat? Do they want to go over there and shop? You can't really take the time to focus on yourself, on learning about yourself, on identifying things about yourself because you're concerned about others. Bloomin' Moon is one of these great little finds here in Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai has a certain feel to it. It's like this cool, eclectic, laid-back atmosphere, and Bloomin' Moon is just what you would expect to find in that type of environment. It is one of these cool coffee shops, multi-level, laid-back, and there's a couple of guitars sitting around, and people just chill and read and relax, and the staff was wonderful. Look at the cool upstairs. Thank you so much. Thank you. I got the avocado and egg on toast, and it was fantastic. This is the kind of little meal that just kind of gets me through. I'll stop and grab something like this. And of course, gotta have a nice hot cappuccino with it. And I do actually get iced lattes and iced cappuccinos as well because it gets very hot going through Southeast Asia. But if I'm gonna sit down like this in air conditioning, I'll get a nice hot cappuccino, relax. Great Wi-Fi here. You can get a lot of work done. Just a perfect day. The whole shop was filled with little things to do and things to keep you occupied. You know, these places at night turn into very different environments. They have lights that are set up and they are beautiful. So check them out. And now back to the park, and let's continue on with our conversation. What a beautiful day. I'm enjoying this. When I travel solo like this, I'm not focused on what others around me need. I'm focused on what I need. And that might sound selfish, but actually it's not. And I'll tell you why. A lot of times when we are around others and we're going through things in our lives, emotional situations in our lives, we put it off on them, you see, because we're dealing with depression, anxiety, stress at work, stress in the family. And so we put those off on other people. When we travel solo like this, there's no one to put it off on. It's just us, which means we actually have to deal with these things. We have to overcome them and find a way through them. That's a very different way to live life than what people normally do. And I think it's healthy to spend some time this way. Don't forget that I love to travel back and see family. I love to go to holidays with the family. I fly family out to some of these countries that I visit and spend time with them. I also try to make friends here as I'm traveling. And that's the next thing I want to tell you about. There is a thought that when you are traveling solo, you are somehow in a bubble and that you're not interacting with others as you're traveling. That's not true. You do interact. You do say hello. You do make friends, and you stay in contact with some of them. Pretty much every country that I've been to, I've had a chance to chat with locals there. I've had a chance to also chat with other travelers that have gone through that country. And we talk about our experiences. Sometimes we even communicate after the fact. There are some people that I've met when I traveled through the Philippines, when I traveled through Argentina, when I traveled through Costa Rica, that I keep in touch with because I want to know how their travels have continued and what changes they've made in their life. This is called making friends, and that's part of life. You're still social even though you're traveling solo. I love a good sandwich, and this place is an Italian restaurant that also features fantastic sandwiches. Everything is made fresh. The buns, everything toasted, grilled, and the sandwiches here are $6. I mean, fantastic. So for me, grabbing a quick meal in a place like this, you know, some people will come here and they're looking for the more high-end Italian meals that they have on the menu. But for me, I grab one of these little watermelon drinks. I grabbed a nice sandwich. The whole meal is inexpensive and delicious. Again, they have strong Wi-Fi. Oh, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. They have a courtyard out back if you have a family. It's just perfect. Oh, man, just look at that. $6. Everything just made fresh right now, toasted. It's all over. I'll come here anytime and grab a sandwich, even if I'm going to grab one and bring it back to the room for later that night. For $6, perfect. What a beautiful day. It's nice and cool too because it's just after the rains. Perfect day to come. There's another aspect of traveling this way that is different for me than a lot of people. I am making videos every day, which means I am constantly collecting footage and I'm constantly veering off path left and right. And if I was traveling with someone else, they would probably get very tired of that. They would be like, you know, we're going to stop again. You're going to go in here. You're going to set up your camera. You're going to catch this shot. You're going to, you know, work on this. And then everything that you just did, nope, I'm going to redo it again. We're going to reshoot this whole thing again. It would drive somebody else nuts. That's a unique circumstance for me. It doesn't really affect others that are traveling. That's something that I deal with. You know, I've taken my family to different locations. I took my son to Thailand. I took my daughters over to the island of Kauai, and we've got some other trips planned. It is wonderful. Do I get lonely? Yes, I do. There are some times when it would be wonderful to have my family by my side. It would be wonderful to be able to sit down and have dinner with someone that I'm traveling with. But this is a very different time in my life. And it's a time that I do recommend for all of us. I would like you to also learn to be able to travel and spend time by yourself. Again, I think it's a superpower. The ability to spend time by yourself, learning about yourself, thinking about the issues that affect you, being able to just contemplate and think about life. If you're the type person that makes friends easy and you communicate well, you know what? You have a superpower too, and that's wonderful. And some of us are a little introverted, and I can be. I try to find a nice blend, a nice mix in my life of those two things, the introverted and the extroverted. And part of that is to be able to open up and say hello to others. And the other half of that is being able to travel alone. And this is the right time in my life to be able to do that. It's not for everyone, but I do recommend we all give it a try, because I think it's part of how I have grown in life and matured, and it could be helpful for you as well. The Always Cafe is one of the neatest little restaurants you're going to find. This place is exactly the feel of Chiang Mai. I love it. Just a neat place to walk around and explore. Great food, fantastic price. They have strong Wi-Fi if you need it. And in the evenings, it becomes kind of a bar setting, but still with fantastic food and music. But I come during the day like this. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, this is the chicken pad thai, and I mean, it's $2. There's no way I could finish all this. It's definitely coming back to the room with me. Oh my. Thank you so much. Oh wow. Thank you. This is the sweet and sour shrimp, and I mean, they were massive prawns. Look at the size of this dish with big, delicious prawns, freshly cooked. $2. Yeah. So that's why I grabbed 2 of these and decided, hey, I'll eat what I can, and I'll just bring the rest back to the room for tonight. This place, if you have a good-sized group, perfect. The Always Cafe, you're going to find great food. The location is right here in Old Town. Fantastic. Man, look at the size of that prawn. That's what I'm talking about. I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Today we talked about a serious subject. It comes up from time to time in the comment section, and that is, why do I travel solo and do I become lonely? Both of which are great questions. And hopefully I've gone over them in this video in a way that explains to you what the current situation is and what my philosophy is on it. And I'd like to know how you react to traveling solo. Do you like to solo travel? Do you always like to have a certain someone with you that you enjoy traveling with? Let me know in the comment section. Do you want to learn more about traveling solo like this? Retiring, traveling the world, living a low-cost lifestyle overseas? If you do, like and subscribe to the video and come with me. This is the kind of subjects that we talk about. Okay, I'm gonna go grab myself a nice cup of coffee and keep enjoying this day. We'll talk again soon. Aloha. I was just minding my business at the Always Cafe, and I was flanked by the mad dog. of Chiang Mai. Just look at him patrolling. Oh, he got my scent. Look at, he's coming for me. Hey, buddy. How you doing there, buddy? How you doing? How are you? You want a little piece of chicken? He had no time for me and my foolishness.